Broadcasting live from the world-famous Las Vegas Strip, I'm Kevin Wall on AM 670 KMZQ. We're having some fun. This has become a really cool day. We've had a great show so far, and we're not done. We are not done. Barak Zilberberg joining us, candidate for governor here in the state of Nevada, and he joins us. And Barak, you're all dressed up with no place to go, or
No. I was actually circling around, and as far as cordially, as far as introducing myself to small businesses out there, and shaking hands and meeting new people, and it's been just great. I've been interacting with many communities as well, and we want to bring it in. We want to bring it in, and we want to turn this state to red. In order to do that, we're going to bring a lot of diversity into as far as our party.
And of course, you're running.
Wait, that's the Republican Party, our honorable Republican Party.
There you go.
Yes.
I want to ask you about something you talked about last week, and you weren't quite ready to unveil it, but you were talking about rhinos.
Yes.
And everybody and their brother has been asking me, who's he talking about? Who's he talking about? Is he talking about me? That kind of thing. And I went, I don't know. We'll have to find out. Yeah. So you're talking about that as a Republican Party, we need to weed out the rhinos.
Yes.
Who are they?
Well, basically, let's start naming them.
Name and names.
Name is Joe Lombardo. Okay, he is, as far as I was over at the Dragon Ridge, as far as Southern Republican Club, and he was announcing his candidacy, and over there he blurred out he's a Democrat, and the whole room heard him. So, I mean, I have witnesses. He's a Democrat. I believe he's, as far as subsidized by Mr. Sisolak, which is our current governor, and he wants to infiltrate perpetual people, into our party and disturb our party. So he's one of them. Definitely Lombardo. As far as then, there's another one, John Lee. He's a Democrat. I know he's a mayor.
No. He was a Democrat, and he moved to the Republican Party.
Yes, he has.
A few months ago.
But it doesn't mean that the cores and the values that you have are in the Republican Party. How do you know if you vote him in? Do you think he will go ahead and come through in the Republican principles and everything that is adhered to our party? Do you think that will happen? I don't know. It's very hard to believe. So he's a rhino. Then we have, as far as Mr. Heller as well. He's a rhino too. Basically, Mr. Heller, as far as in 2016, wasn't supportive of Donald, our president, Mr. Donald Trump. He wasn't supportive of him. He discouraged him, and I know that he was also diverting with Hillary Clinton at the time. So he's a rhino as well. So we have 3 rhinos that are identified. Furthermore, we'll see in the future who else I could identify, but these are facts.
So that's the top of the hit list. The rhino hit list.
Yes. And then, there's a lot of rhinos within our party as well, and I just see it. I see it. And it's not real. They're not real cord Republicans.
One of the things we as a party have done, and it's not to our benefit, and that is, for some unexplained reason, we always try and iron out the differences we have with rhinos or folks that we don't agree with within our own party, but we always do this during the general election. Mm-hmm. And by then, there's nothing you can do. It's either our guy or their guy.
That's right. And it's too late.
And it's too late then.
Yeah, it's too late because you actually, and I think people should educate themselves in regards to who the candidates are, not just go into a poll and, vote and say, oh, okay, this guy, his name sounds well, let's vote for him. Or you have to actually do research on the people. You have to understand what their positions are, their values, what they're going to do, and as far as their policies. It's very important. You just don't pick someone because, being a governor, it's a serious thing. You're responsible for over 3 million people here in the state of Nevada. It's huge. So there's a lot on your shoulders, and every measure that you make and every decision you make must be, made wisely, and and just not out of emotions,
Well,
out of facts.
and the other thing that I think is important is that, for instance, a few years ago, we won all the constitutional offices. We won the Assembly. We won the state Senate. And yet it was Republicans that pushed the largest tax increase in the history of our state across the finish line. We need to know about these politicians that are doing this kind of stuff before they can do us any harm. That to me has always been what the primary process is about.
Yes, and we need to raise awareness. That's our job, and basically we have to know who are the ones that are in the Republican Party and who are the Democrats, especially in this time, early and not later, as you said. So, given all of that, vote for Barak Zilberberg. He's the candidate. I'm not a politician. I'm a business entrepreneur. I don't horseplay. Whatever I promise, I deliver, and that's my bottom line. So I believe, as I said, I have no competition here. I
want to ask you about fundraising, because fundraising, everybody gets all a Twitter, and we have candidates that have raised $1 million and $1.1 million and $1.4 million. Are you going to be a part of that race? Well, basically, it's not about money here. There's more than money here. There's passion. There's patriotic values. There is the cores of our Republican Party, and then there's goodness that we must. You have to understand we're public servants, so we are to serve the people, by the people, for the people, and with the people, okay? The people don't serve us. I'm doing this in a voluntary type of basis. I have no interests here, I have no corruption, and I have no interests of money or anything. I just want to do it in the goodness of my heart and give back to the communities and give back to my fellow Nevadans and to the United States of America. It'd be my honor and my pleasure. And, I really mean well. And as I said, and I mentioned always, that I will contribute my salary as a gubernatorial sitting governor in Nevada. And I'm here for the long haul. And I want to make things, come into realities. All my vision. I'm a visionary person, and I just reach out and I make things happen. Barak Zilberberg is in studio with us and is all dressed up, nice coat and tie. He looks the part of a candidate for governor. You're getting ready to embark on a 17-county tour of our state. When will that begin, and what will be the kind of message? And will the message change down here in Clark County versus up north or in the rurals?
No, my message is the same. I'm for our constitutional rights, all of them. Okay, not one of them is going to be removed or disregarded whatsoever. So we're going to adhere to all of our constitutional rights. Nevada will be the real America. There's no say, ifs, ands, or maybes. And as I said, I'm an entrepreneur, and I'd like to bring a lot of industries and a lot of growth and prosperity here into our state, our beautiful state in Nevada. Furthermore, I'd like to, as I said, I'd like to work on health care for everybody. I know there's initiatives where others can bring in the health care programs, in a place. So I'd like to do that, and I'd like to also bring the prescription drugs down so it's affordable, so people don't have interpretation that either I eat food or it's my medication. They don't have that distinguishment. They can afford both as far as prescriptions and as far as their essential goods and needs.
Barak Zilberberg is running for governor for the state of Nevada. We'll talk more about his platform, and one of the things we're going to talk about is voter integrity. A lot of us are afraid that we're not going to get a fair shake in the year 2022. We'll talk about that and a whole lot more coming up. I'm Kevin Wall. Good to have you with us.
Yeah, you too. And you look great. You're also suited up. Don't tell me you're not suited up. Look at that. You have that beautiful blazer.
I didn't know that you were going to be dressed up, and I said
you're dressed up too. We're both dressed up.
I know. Yeah. More to come on AM 670 KMZQ. I was looking through some of the campaign literature for Barak Zilberberg, candidate for governor, and our guest in studio. And one of the things that you talk about is the need for the state to become self-sufficient. We saw probably better than any time when we had to shut down the economy, the Sisolak shutdown, that we were really vulnerable. Tell me what it means to you to be for a state and for a community to be self-sufficient.
Self-sufficient means we'll have our own industries, our own manufacturing. We'll have our own. What I'll do is I'll even offer, companies, corporations, and what have you, conglomerate corporations, free land, so they could build and have their infrastructures in place and start creating job growth and create our own industries as well. We will manufacture everything. So we're not reliant on the United States, the rest of the United States, or China, or anybody in the world. So we'll be self-sufficient as a state. That's what I mean. And we'll also grow our own agricultural. Up north, I saw there's cultivating, there's livestock up there. So we could cultivate, we could as far as grow vegetation, fruits in abundance, and we'll have our own. We need water too. So we're going to work on that as well. We're going to have water here. We're going to have everything.
I know that water and water rights in northern Nevada is huge. What is your view of who owns this water? I mean, water is something, and I've always said this, that we all take for granted. Mm-hmm. You open the spigot, the water's always there.
Yes.
But there's going to come a time when it's not going to be there.
Yes.
And the people from the People's Republic of California are going to be drinking our water. And I guess my question is, when you talk to people in northern Nevada when you're on your 17-county tour, what are you going to tell them about water?
Well, basically, I don't know what our current governor is doing with the water. Obviously nothing, and we should do something right now. I tell you, between you and me, we should recall Sisolak right now. Get him out of office right now, just in the nearest future. Get him out, and somebody like me has to go in. And I got to roll up my sleeves. I got to take care of business. And once I get into there, I could, as far as sign initiatives, all kinds of things, just with the stroke of a pen, and we'll make things happen. So we need to recall Sisolak right now. There's no time to wait until he, as far as adjourns or he's out of office.
Well, the problem with recall is they've made it so difficult in our state. Much more difficult than the People's Republic of California.
Yeah, and also what I've heard is that also Jara, he shouldn't be there as a superintendent either over in Clark County, in our educational system. He should have been out of there. But, he read a paragraph according to, his contract. They should have caught on, whoever wrote the contract, and there was a expiration date on the contract. Therefore, he continued another 4 years. And now we have another 4 years of this guy. So we can't have this happen with our current governor, because another 4 years of that, we're over. And we got to get also Jara out of there. And I'm going to find a way to get him out. We need fresh blood. We need fresh people, new ideas. We need intelligence coming in here, and people that can do and enhance our state, our educational system, and everything across the board. I'm going to have a diverse cabinet in my administration, the Zilberberg administration. So we're going to bring it all together, and we're going to make things happen. And I will delegate, and we will make the movements and the initiatives that we need to within the Zilberberg administration.
Barak, I want to ask you about something that has been in a lot of your literature and it's been in a lot of your speeches, and that is voter integrity.
Yes.
And the question is, can you get a fair shot at this election, whether it be in the primary or the general in November of 2022?
Yeah, I was thinking about what you're kind of, tossing and turning over to me with the Chads and, as we've done in our system. I like the old-fashioned way, but, as you come in, as, let's say you're flying abroad from another country, you come back over to the United States of America, what do? You have immigration procedures and processes, so you need to have a passport. So being as far as having a passport, you're a U.S. citizen, right? So you go into this machine, right? and you scan the passport, and then your whole identity comes up, right? And then basically you say, you identify if you have any goods you brought in or whatever. This is how I want to integrate election integrity. So basically everybody has passports. They're U.S. citizens. We have a machine, we scan it, and in the scan, you're already affiliated with a party. And if you'd like to affiliate from a party to another party, join us here as Republicans, you're more than welcome to in our affiliation. And then you could vote. And when you vote, you have as far as a receipt that comes out. It shows with a barcode, all the logistics of who you voted for, what party you're from, and it's just like a lottery ticket. You understand? When you go and buy your lottery tickets, they identify you as a winner, right? And you have a barcode, and they verify that that's the certified winning ticket. Same thing with voters and voting as far as integrity. That's what I want to do.
It's amazing that we can do this in so many other ways. Going to the airport, you give them your passport, you give them your ID, and that stripe on the back of it gives every piece of information about you.
Yes.
My question is, why can't we do that? And what do Democrats have against the integrity of the vote?
Well, they basically they're looking for loopholes here. So as I said, they send in mail-in ballots. People that are not in existence. Not only that, people that are deceased. Not only that, they send in ballots to illegals. Do you understand? Illegal aliens. They cannot vote. Only a logistic U.S. citizen, 18 years of age, minimum, could vote as far as elections. Period.
It is going to be interesting to see how this race develops, and in a lot of the issues that Barak and I have been talking about are going to be out there. Do we know yet if there's going to be any debates or any public forums or things like that?
I would go with anybody into a debate. Whoever wants to challenge me and go in a debate, I'm here. Anytime, any place, any moment, I'm willing to debate anybody.
If folks want to know more about your campaign, how do they do it?
Visit my website, www.barakzilberberg.com, BarakZilberberg.com. Go in there. I have register to vote. I have a tab for volunteering, and I have a tab for my investment towards my campaign. Please feel free and invest for a bright future here in Nevada.
And you're going to be on the road, so I'll say to you, safe travels, my friend.
Thank you.
And we'll be talking with you along the way, and we'll find out what's going on outside of Clark County.
Yes.
This will be interesting to see.
Well, we have to flip Clark County, and we have to flip Washoe. We have the remaining state as red. It's just those two. So
it's called a wave election. A wave election.
And I feel that this time around we're going to take our state back. I believe so, and I know so, and I will be your future governor.
Be safe, my friend. Barak Zilberberg joining us as we continue on AM 670 KMZQ.